Roxbury Roses game is an exhausting one. You came into the game with a half-empty gas tank after being magically sick, and the game itself was also a very tough one. So here's how this is going to work. One of you is going to roll 2d6, nothing on it. On a full success, that is a 10 or higher, you will win the game and secure the top seed in the playoffs, which means you get a first-round bye, and that means that you only need to win 3 games to win the championship because of the bye. On a partial success, that's a 7 to 9. Mm-hmm. You win the game, but the Cambridge Carnations, your rivals, win their game as well. You split the top seed, which means that instead of playing 3 games to win the championship, you got to play 4. On a failure, you lose the game, you lose the top seed in the playoffs, which means you need to participate in the first round, which will be a doozy. So that's the role that we're about to do. Now, here's the story. Any one of you can add +1 to this roll, but you're going to get a -1 to every single roll the rest of this session.
Oh, John!
As John! It reflects how truly exhausting this game was.
Oh, yeah, sign me up.
Before you decide,
oh,
I can give you a hint on what will happen this session, but that will give me what I'm going to call a token. I can cash that token in at any point to drop a full success to a partial or a partial to a failure.
Oh.
So it's both? You get both? You get
no.
A token
it's just one.
Okay, so it's not a -1 to all rolls and...
Oh, yeah, that too.
Oh, you get both?
Yeah. You could decide that, what's going to happen? If I give you a hint, you may say, this session, no, we need to save our dice. I don't care about what happens in this game. Or I could give you a hint. Or you could just not take the hint at all and say, yep, let's do it. I'll put in my +1. It's all up to you. The question is, do you want the hint or do you want to decide without the hint?
I want to decide without the hint, and I want to take the +1.
Well,
That's what I want.
Same.
Morgan's in with a +1, -1 the rest of the game.
All right.
Same.
Okay, yeah.
I believe.
Me too. I've been peer pressured.
So is everyone adding a +1 to the pool and taking a -1 the rest of the session?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So it's +4.
2d6 +4. Who wants to roll it?
I'll roll it.
Come on, Morgan.
Good luck.
All right.
It's our pitcher.
+4.
Mm-hmm.
That is a 12.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yes.
So I want each of you to give me a sentence about this game. A play that was interesting. What was the score? Anything. I want you all to each take a sentence and describe the game that you win.
Oh, it's all about mind games, and it started. It's an away game, right? So we are up a bet first.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the pitcher, I got so in their head because I stole home after my first on base. It was great.
Love it.
It was great.
The coolest thing that I thought happened for getting in their heads was the full inning that Morgan pitched with her eyes closed. And it was just strike after strike after strike and no magic.
Yeah, so I largely was fierce this game and pitched straight to Zlobs and was just in their head and straight through, with one exception where I basically gave a slow ball pitch and let Bruiser have a home run.
Sounds
good. And I'm sowing psychological discord among the other team members.
Yep.
Yep.
Just normal things, kind of, their deepest fears and collecting secrets. And also, I know who made us sick, or who some people suspect made us sick, and nobody knows that I know that they suspect that they made us sick. So I have been spreading mental rumors about it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the two of the players on the Roses, Deer Fox Hopscotch and Bruiser Stack, were most directly responsible for you all getting sick with essentially a very strong magical cold. Deer Fox Hopscotch, and you could see it, Mindy, just these gentle tugs at the strings, and you see, eyes narrowed in suspicion at Deer Fox, murmurs in the crowd, things like that. And it is perhaps no more than she deserves, considering the fact that she engaged in the magical equivalent of chemical and biological warfare against you. But yeah, all of this adds up to a fairly dominant Roxbury Roses defeat. And but all of this takes a lot out of you, like sustaining this kind of mental warfare for so long, engaging in the mind games, throwing with your eyes closed, like all of these things, and the fact that you really want to prove a point because these folks tried to cheat. All of this means that your tanks are pretty empty by the end of the game, and you all line up and high five, and Coach Martinez gathers you all around at the in front of the visitors' dugout at the Hill. That's the name of the field you're playing at. And all right, everyone. All right, Sunflowers. That was an amazing win. But the thing that made it amazing was not the final score. It's that all of you played like a team while also retaining your individuality. Every one of you was the most you could have been. And that's all you need to be. Because if you are the most you, then no one else could be as you can be. So
thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
I want to celebrate
past the max.
Yeah, that's right. I want to celebrate the you-ness of all of you with some very important news. I just got a text message from the league. The Cambridge Carnations lost their game. We are the number one seed in the playoffs.
Yes!
We are the champions.
From literally 0 wins to top of the pedal division.
That's
Thanks,
right.
Coach.
This was quite the turnaround from last season to this one. So with a final win, you have secured the number one seed, which means that next weekend, when you are in the playoffs, you will play 3 games back to back to back. Well, up to 3. You play until you lose.
It's going to be 3.
Indeed. Well, here's hoping. So all of you kind of cheer. Everyone's respective parents are all cheering and celebrating. And
I dump a whole keg of Gladerade on Morgan.
Yeah, so obviously, your families have all driven down to attend, but you all insist on carpooling back, which means that, the math wagon is going to be empty. The Misters Mathers will be driving home with, not an empty backseat. Nana Mathers is there too.
Yes.
But yeah, you're all going to be driving back in Ryan's car. So you all trundle over to Ryan's big, awesome SUV.
We trundle the team.
Of course you do. And Ryan is standing there holding a beach towel for Morgan.
Okay.
Good job, everyone.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
Nice win.
Thank you.
High
Ryan.
five.
All right.
Wait,
He shakes your hand.
What? There was no hand buzzer.
Thanks for the intel.
Yeah, Ryan, who for you new folks was psychically changed to be incredibly goofy and has remained incredibly goofy for about a month, has returned to his normal, stodgy, rich stepfather self.
That was a firm handshake. Thank you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Good to see you, Ryan.
Good to see you, Mindy Mathers. That was some good fielding out there.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you still have the radio that plays the music that we all like to listen to?
Morgan, 2d6.
4.
I decided to switch it up.
Oh, okay.
What'd you get?
Oh, is this a new lease?
It is.
That's quick.
Let's hop in. We'll get you all
Okay.
home.
Okay, I jump in.
Okay.
Yeah, so Ryan's, the previous radio stations in Ryan's car would essentially the radio system would kind of psychically sense the song you want to hear and find it and play it. Whereas this does not do that. It is the equivalent, but with an encyclopedia instead of an encyclopedia of music. So, so someone name a surface level thought.
A surface level thought?
Yeah,
Pizza.
just some random thing you're thinking about.
Pizza.
A very soothing, almost NPR-esque voice starts explaining the history of traditional Napoli pizza.
Ryan thinks that I should start focusing on broadening my education.
You already like pizza, Morgan.
Yeah, maybe it's beneficial that I learn a little bit more about it.
Are
You
you
won't
gonna
get
start
on the
making
highway.
pizza?
Maybe.
Oh, you should make pizza.
Yeah, we have a pizza making party.
Yeah, we can make a pizza to celebrate our victory. We can add gummy bears and gummy worms, gummy drops.
Peach rings for
Gummy peach
Ryan.
rings. For Ryan.
Ryan, would you eat the pizza if we made a pizza with peach rings on it?
I would not. I would rather tell you now before you wasted the peach rings.
Oh, that's true. What if we just gave you peach
Thanks.
rings?
I would eat a few.
What's
Deal.
Ryan thinking about?
Oh no.
All right, Mindy. 2d6 plus weird, please.
-1.
Uh-huh.
Got it. 4.
Oh no. That's 2 failures.
So Ryan is his regular self again. The concoction that Nana Mathers made to restore him to his self and alleviate the kind of psychic curse you put on him, worked. And that meant that Morgan at some point decided to give it to him because Morgan had it.
Right.
It did not in any way diminish his memories of who he was or how he behaved when under your influence.
Oh.
What he is thinking about is that he is deeply ashamed that he let down his wall.
Ooh. Oh
my
God.
gosh, that's
Oh, God.
so sad. Does he know that's really sad? And that's really the only thing that matters. But does he seem to know sort of that it was me that kind of made that happen? That's not really important right now compared to Ryan's.
Of course. That you asked the most important question. This is less important. Let's go ahead and do a 2d6 plus weird, please. Remember that -1.
12?
3.
Oh,
My God.
That's unbelievable. That's really just
Oh, that's the worst
double
one.
ones.
Yeah.
Mindy eyes.
I told him.
Morgan told him.
Oh, Morgan.
What?
Morgan. Oh, whoops, sorry, you're on that.
Ryan, and you kind of see the image kind of floating around in his head, this running conversation he had with Morgan, in which she just kind of fessed up. And the thing is, and this is the heartbreaking part of it, is he didn't ask why. He didn't say he was mad. He just kind of took everything and nodded. And now he's also, in addition to the shame, feeling an added level of disgust about the fact that his stepdaughter thought that he needed to change.
Oh my God. Oh no. Oh, that's what real failure is. Oh.
He's putting a brave face on it, though.
Oh.
He always does.
This car ride is just so much worse than I was expecting.
You okay, Mathers? You look really uncomfortable.
It's just that I don't really prefer to learn about the history of pizza. I just like to think of it as something that just sort of magically appears in our lives.
Okay.
Ryan, does the radio respond to voice commands?
It does.
Cool. Hey, radio.
Hello.
Can we learn about? Oh, hi. How are you?
I am very well, thank you.
I was gonna just ask you to play something, but since we're talking, is there anything in particular you want to learn about?
I have never been asked. I suppose I would like to understand the concept of sentience.
Oh,
Okay,
I can
please.
take this one.
Okay.
Are you ready, radio?
I am.
Okay, Mindy just talks about sentience the rest of the car ride.
And so in
Really
one of the
perks her up.
beautiful turn of events that can only happen in Blittle League, the radio listens to Mindy. And that continues as Mindy explains in remarkably well-researched detail sentience and what it means and kind of the journey into self and all of those things. And this continues, and you are all as enwrapped or distracted from it as you all choose to be, until you get to the Somerville exit off of I-93, and Ryan gets into the right lane and starts heading towards the exit, and then he kind of swerves suddenly, and Zlobs, you wake up.
Oh,
On the other hand, if we're
crack my head
listening to
against
the
the wall.
teachings
Ow.
more of Kierkegaard, then we would,
Are you
whoa!
okay? Ow. Are you okay, Zlobs?
Ow, 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 ooh, ow.
He kind of slows down, and you all turn and look at where the exit is supposed to be. The exit off of 93 down into Sullivan Square, and yeah, it is covered with debris. And you all look ahead, and the road is there don't appear to be any flashing lights or anything like sirens, but you see all of the cars ahead of you stopped, and some of them are driving over the divider and turning back southbound.
I'm gonna get out through the window, crawl out through the window, and fly over up above to see what's going on.
Sure. Let's do let's
do we have to? Do we have to?
You do. Investigate a mystery. 2d6 plus sharp, please.
Minus
Minus
one.
one.
-1, of course.
5.
Oh.
All right, you can ask one question. I will give you the worst possible answer.
What sort of creature was it?
Oh no.
Okay.
Seemed like the one with the least amount of bad answers.
Is it? That's like
Um,
all of them packaged into one.
I will tell you exactly what this is.
Oh no.
A van carrying a shipment of trapped souls has spilled, and some of the glass vials have cracked. And now there are souls out there.
What?
Souls?
Oh
It's
shoot.
just souls?
Yeah. So Darby, you're kind of flying over, and yeah, there's a number of things have gone wrong down there. You are now past Somerville. Essentially, this what is happening is between the Somerville exit and the Medford exit, and so you're kind of flying over, and you see these two like hazy bluish clouds screaming psychically and causing a number of things to happen. Like, one, you are very attuned to this because these are the souls of the deceased, and they're screaming and shattering the headlights of the cars nearby. One of the cars is somehow on fire. You don't know if that is because of the soul screaming. Also, you are not the first people or the first person to respond. There is a Blittle League team that is intervening.
The Medford Magnolias?
The Medford Magnolias are here, and they are doing their best to contain the outbreak of souls. So the question, I suppose, is how well are they doing? Who wants to roll for how they're doing?
Hey, John, could you roll for us?
Oh, you're letting me roll?
Well, I'm just
No.
saying, you don't have any negatives.
I've never rolled before. Sure.
Oh my god.
Rolling for the souls.
Roll the souls.
We are rolling for souls. All right.
A big brain move.
Okay, so I'm just going to roll this flat,
Uh-huh.
but I'm going to roll it and subtract one.
No, hold on. Whoa, back up the fun bus. You're not one of the people who have a negative roll.
Oh, really? Okay, you're right. Okay, it's a flat roll, but I get a 4 and a 2. Adds up to a 6. The Medford Magnolias are not prepared to handle a pair of escaped souls that are causing chaos on the road. The Medford Magnolias, I will remind all of you, are an entire team of clones. They are a bunch of cloned 10-year-olds, all named John Smith, and they are trying to form essentially like the magical equivalent of a bucket brigade, where they're all kind of strung out in a line, and they're all like passing magical energy down the line, and the last person's kind of splashing it on the souls, and that is not working. And the
souls.
John Smith that is closest to the magical souls is kind of pouring magical energy into them. And Darby, you see as you're circling above, one of the souls just kind of phases through the first John Smith, and he drops like a sack of potatoes.
Ooh.
Okay, there's no
Oh,
time.
oh.
I'm calling on my army of angels immediately.
Sure. So Darby, you have access to the Grand Arsenal of Heaven, and because of that, you are going to summon an army. So why don't you give me 2d6 plus tough, -1, of course.
11.
Ha-ha!
Okay. Zlobs, Mindy, and Morgan, this is, of course, your cue to get out of the car, because,
Yeah.
Darby, why don't you explain what happens when you summon an army of angels?
I draw my flaming sword and I hold it to the sky. And I call out, calling for my army of angels. Hark, angels, come down. And then the flame just becomes blue. And these blue bursts of flame come out of my sword. And each one is an angel, a war angel cast down from heaven. And I command them to protect but gather the souls so we can shepherd them to wherever they need to go.
So, yeah, you, Zlobs, Mindy, Morgan, you've seen this once or twice before.
Mhm.
And yeah, the sky opens and angels kind of spring from the plane of heaven into the world. And you see, you know, the blue flame and you feel the spiritual heat of what is going on. And so all of you trundle out of the car. You see what Darby saw from the air, which is the Medford Magnolias fighting a brave but failing battle against a pair of misty blue souls that apparently emerged from a tipped over van that is full of glass vials that are full of more souls. Thankfully, only 2 of the vials have broken. So the army of angels gives all of you, every single one of you, a +1 to kick some butt. And yeah, so all of you get the +1 to kick some butt. And Darby, your sword now does 4 harm. So yeah, so here's the story. There is one of the John Smiths who is on the ground, kind of trying to stay conscious because every time he closes his eyes, he starts screaming. There are then 2 souls kind of swirling around in a herky-jerk pattern. It almost looks like it's a blue mist that is somehow riding a roller coaster. Like, that's how they move in strange ways that defy physics. There are civilians around, stuck in their cars, paralyzed with fear. And yeah, that's the situation. So what do we do? Whoever has an idea, go first.
For me, myself, I'm not so much of a butt kicker, so I am. I'm gonna go check in the driver's seat of the tipped over truck to make sure everyone's okay.
Awesome idea. So let's have you. Why don't you give me a 2d6 plus sharp? This will be read a bad situation.
Okay.
And tell me what you get. -1, of course.
Oh my god. This is unprecedented. So that's going to be a 5
Whoa.
with that -1.
All right. Please ask one question. I will give you the worst possible answer.
Sure. From read a bad situation.
Yes, please.
Okay. How can I best protect people?
Oh.
So, okay, this is the worst thing I could think of. This van was climate controlled. And the fact that the van has tipped over and kind of broke apart means that the air conditioning system that are keeping the dozens and dozens and dozens of vials full of souls cool and stable has failed, which means that the vials are now starting to shake. And you start hearing like the weird pings and pops as if you tried to, make fruit preserves and it didn't go right. So
we all know what that sounds like.
Yeah. So the best way to protect people would be to probably evacuate the area and hit this entire space with some kind of giant ritual fire spell to destroy all these souls.
Destroy the soul.
Before they break loose.
Oh, I have to say I'm simply not satisfied with the prospect of destroying a truckload of souls. So I think I'm gonna call my Nana and ask if she knows what a quick way is to stabilize a bunch of souls or fix an air conditioner. Either one.
Sure.
I feel like she might know both.
She is one of the few people on God's green earth that knows both things.
Yeah, I'm taking the call my Nana option.
Sure.
I throw Mindy my cell phone.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Yep. So, boop, 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 boop. So you call Nana. We will get to that conversation in a second.
Righty.
Zlobs or Morgan, either of you are probably up next. What do you want to do?
Zlobs.
Yeah.
If this doesn't work out, if the air conditioning situation doesn't work out, we have to make a giant ritual.
To do what?
A fire ritual to destroy everything, destroy the souls. Else they'll get out and cause more harm than if we didn't.
That's not good.
No.
So let's not do. Then don't fail.
What if I fail?
Just don't.
Okay. I'm gonna have it I'm gonna start to create a ritual, but I'm gonna have it in holding pattern.
Got it. We'll have you make the roll now.
Oh no.
So this is you're going to do essentially, this is a giant ritual magic spell with, with the goal being to kind of hit this whole area with like a big kind of firestorm, hot enough and intense enough and magical enough to kind of dissipate the soul energy. So for the ritual, you are going to need, let me see. Yeah, you're going to need, well, actually, I'll let you roll it first, and then we'll decide what you need. So 2d6 plus weird, -1, of course.
9.
All right. So, magical ritual. On a 7 to 9, the GM chooses a glitch. So the effect, of course, is giant, powerful firestorm. What you are going to need... Actually, we're going to let the chat tell us. I'm going to give the chat 2 options. So, Zlobs, could you create a poll?
Oh, goodness.
Weird materials or the carving of arcane symbols?
Oh. Okay. Oh, where's my poll? There it is. And that's the glitch?
Mm-hmm.
What is the glitch? And it's arcane symbols?
Carving arcane symbols, specifically into the asphalt highway, or weird materials.
All right. 1 minute.
Yes, please.
Great. 1 minute starting now. Go, chat. Go.
All right. Good luck, chat. Anyway, while this is happening, so, Darby is observing the situation. Mindy is calling Nana Mathers. Morgan is beginning to prepare a ritual. Zlobs, what are you doing?
Oh, goodness. I was going to call someone, but on my phone. So I have to resort to this being very familiar to me and having a flashback.
Sure.
Which is probably the most dangerous move I can do, but probably the best. The best plot-related move I can do.
Destiny's Plaything is the name of this. So roll 2d6 plus weird to get a vision from your future self that you had a conversation with some weeks ago.
There it is. 4. Oh, that was the worst result. Oh, I gambled and it did not pay off.
Oh my God.
Oh, yep. That's bad.
Our dice are broken.
The dice are broken.
All right. We cut to the coal chute, the hidden prison of Blittle League. You and your future self, known as Umpire Sunman, are pacing back and forth. You are eating
Dunkaroos.
You're eating Dunkaroos,
yeah,
and talking through this season. Nana Mathers is, of course, there. She's looking at her computer screen and steering the conversation so that the green timeline doesn't fork. And Sunman, the future you, is pacing.
I'm so scared.
Okay, so the game with the roses, that's the last game of the regular season.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, here's something fun.
Oh, I love fun things.
Get
I mean,
into
we
their
love fun
heads.
things.
If you want to win that game, you got to get in their heads. I need you to steal home against that pitcher right away.
I haven't stole home this entire season.
Well, that's why it's going to work. The issue happens on the highway.
Highway?
Yeah, the highway on the way home.
Back home. Yeah.
And he looks at Nana Mathers, and Nana Mathers gives him the "you can keep talking" thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it starts, I think.
What starts?
The set of events.
Oh, those events. Uh-oh.
Now, Zlobs, something weird happens as you try to recollect this.
Mm-hmm.
It feels, and this is the first time this has happened as you've recounted conversations with your future self,
Mm-hmm.
is you are kind of unsure as to what he said in this moment. Yes.
Usually my mind's a steel trap.
And you're not he kept saying, in your mind, it almost keeps flipping between, yes, that what happens leads to what happens a year from now. But he keeps, instead of saying year, he keeps saying week. And it's either a year or a week. And you've had this weird, grim certainty that you had a year to figure everything out. But why did he say week if you had a year? Yes. This was the first step. This was the first step in it. It was part of her plan.
Her plan?
But you don't know it's part of her plan.
Who's her? Nana? Is it Nana's plan?
You look at Nana Mathers, and Nana Mathers' face is locked on the screen. And she kind of raises a fist and kind of holds it like this.
Oh.
I don't think you're going to have the time to figure out what you need to figure out. Just do the opposite of what you think is right.
Oh, okay.
And you cut back to the present. Oddly, you have a nosebleed.
Zlobs.
Hi.
I ninja star him a band-aid.
Ha! I apply it to my nose.
Back top of the lineup. Darby, your turn.
I've been observing everything that's going on, watching my angel army, and I grab Ori, who's one of the angels who's flying by me, and bring them down to the two souls. I say, I need you. And we fly down to the two souls. And I'm going to, working with Ori, try to soothe the two souls so that just to bring a level of calm to the situation.
Got it. All right. So this is going to be your soothe skill. Now the issue is you're soothing something that is not by all accounts, it's not operating with like a conscious brain. It is the separated life essence of someone that is deceased, which means that you're going to have to you're going to have to use beyond just your words. You're going to have to kind of use your essence to soothe its essence. You do have help. So, and I think this is a cool idea. So this is going to be 2d6 plus weird, -1 because -1, but +1 because this is cool and you have help.
9.
Okay, a partial success. What that means is that, I'm going to give you a choice. So the two souls are going to either stop inadvertently harming people or stop inadvertently destroying property. But not both. Your choice.
I'm going to stop inadvertently harming people.
Gotcha. So, you step forward and describe what this looks like. You and another angel kind of approaching a pair of disembodied, troubled spirits.
So Ori and I hold hands, and we both have flaming swords, and we hold them out, and we fly toward the two souls. And then with our hands touching, we first touch them together and then pull them almost like into ourselves. So we're in the same space so that they are just completely filled and surrounded by holiness. And then we just close our eyes in the air until the souls feel warm. And that's when I know that they're at least a little more stable, and then they just shoot back out of us. Yeah,
the holy presence gave, it instilled in them like a drop of dye into a glass of water, this abstract concept of morality. And, you essentially convinced a pair of tornadoes to veer away from town. And so they end up kind of slamming themselves into the Jersey barriers that separate the north and southbound side. So there are now like chunks of concrete flying everywhere, and car hoods are popping off and things like that. But this gives the Medford team time to pull John Smith back and kind of get into an assist role and start like evacuating people and all of that. Cut to Mindy. Hi, sweetie. Is there traffic ahead of us?
Hello, Nana. This is Mindy Mathers.
Yes, hello. I figured it was you because this is Zlobs' phone.
Yes, I'm calling on the phone of Severus Zlobins. I had a question for you regards to the traffic that you see up ahead.
Sure.
There's a truck tipped over and some souls are spilling out. I have assessed the situation, and it seems that the cooling system of the truck has now failed. And I sense that the souls are becoming unstable.
You sense right. Souls need to be kept at a very cool temperature, or else they break loose and cause all kinds of chaos. Has that already happened?
2 are causing chaos currently. Some other Blittle Leaguers are focusing on that side of the chaos. I am focusing on preventing more souls from escaping. I was wondering if maybe you had a quick shortcut to creating a cool environment to keep these souls stable.
Of course. The first thing I'm going to need you to do is get into the cab of the van and pop the hood.
Okie dokie.
There are there is an unconscious man in here.
Yes.
In the hood?
Kind of move him out of the way.
I'll check his pulse real quick.
Alive.
Yep, good. Okay.
And Nana Mathers talks you through automotive air conditioning repair.
Got it.
So let's have you roll a 2d6 plus sharp. I'm going to give you a -1 because you have one. And this is not for Nana Mathers' instructions, which are perfect. This is really more a result of, can you follow these steps with a van tipped on its side and ghosts slamming around everywhere?
Got it. 11.
Oh, Nana.
Sure enough. You are hearing words from Nana Mathers that you've never heard. Now, you and Nana Mathers have spoken about the great mysteries of the earth, especially now that you've started going on field trips with her. But she's, talking about things like Freon and refrigerant lines and, very tactical automotive repair. So these are new and exciting words for you. Mercifully, dare I say almost miraculously, it works. You end up kind of bypassing. This van has a second battery that is meant just for the air, but that was damaged in the rollover. So you kind of hook it up to the main battery, turn the car back on, and slam the rear doors, which means that these souls, which are, which were literally the vials were starting to crack, all kind of settle down. And you see kind of the blue lights in the van, like the safe lights of like, yep, refrigerant is flowing, pop on.
Excellent.
Okay, so you should see a pair of blue lights or some blue. Oh, excellent. The one thing I want to bring your attention to, sweetie, is the fact that souls really ought not to be harvested and kept in vials. So whoever did this is almost certainly breaking at least half a dozen laws. And once I know who they are, I'm going to work with, some of the folks we know and ensure that they never do anything to anyone ever again.
Great. Well, then I'll do some emergency first aid on the driver and also steal the paperwork in the front seat.
You do both of these things. We don't even need to roll for it.
Thanks, Nana.
You're welcome, sweetie. See you at home.
Love you. Bye.
Love you too. And we loop around to Morgan. Morgan,
the results of the poll was weird materials, by the way.
Weird materials. Terrific.
6-4.
6-4 weird materials. So Morgan, the issue here, and you can see as you're like kind of looking at this, you start thinking you need specifically oil, like lots of oil, like the concept of a slick substance, a slick flammable substance. You need a remarkable amount of oil. So you're looking at this and you see Mindy kind of operating on the van, while Darby is like soothing the angel, or soothing the two spirits, but now the spirits are still in chaos. And you're looking at this and it's like, okay, if I'm to bring down a fire ritual, I need oil, lots of oil. So that's going on. But the good news is you think that Mindy has this situation under control. You still have a ritual going on. So the question is now, how do you want to use it?
I want to invert it and encase the general area in energy to protect any further damage.
Well, that means you need a lot of water, not a lot of oil. So the big question is, how do you get a lot of water?
No.
Ew.
I don't see any nearby sources of water.
Break the main.
And then I remember that we're over top water line.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just going to put an ungodly amount of electricity to make a hole.
Sure. Let's go 2d6 plus weird to kick some butt. I'm going to give you, you got the -1, of course, but I'm going to give you a +1 because, of course, you
it doesn't matter. I got an 11
from angels. Yeah. What was that?
11.
Oh, good. Okay. Well, the good news is you kind of smash a hole in the ground with a giant electric punch. Water starts kind of spraying out into the air, and then you just slap this giant protective spell kind of into the water that's misting. It creates kind of a bubble around the two souls, and the bubble around the two souls, which are kind of locked in now and moving around, and kind of your bubble of protection is simultaneously a bubble of protection for everyone and kind of a cage for them. So, Zlobs, this is probably going to be the last roll of the session. What do you want to do here? The van is no longer a threat. There is water everywhere, tingling with electrical protection energy, and there are two spirits that are riled but in a cage.
Okay, so I told myself to do the opposite of what I think I should do. This seems like it's under control, and we should have someone come here and take care of the situation. I probably should call the Office of Tactical Interventions and bake a home pizza kits. Mindy, can I have my phone back, please?
Of course. I ninja start to Zlobs.
Ha! Boop, 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 boop. I call Thaddeus Blackmasters.
What?
Perfect.
Wait, who did?
Thaddeus Blackmaster.
Hi, coach. Not the coach. Rival coach.
This is Severus Zlobs.
Just call me Zlobs, please. Don't make it weird.
Zlobs it is.
How's Vespa?
Fine. Disappointed. She lost today.
I know, sorry, but we're in a top seed.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Why are you calling me?
Oh, sure. I thought that you know science things. There's a whole truck of souls loose on the highway on 93, and I thought you could help. We currently are trapping some in some magical fields, and have a makeshift cooling unit. Mm-hmm.
Well, that certainly can't last, and those 2 souls that are out there need. You did good. You and presumably the rest of the sunflowers did good.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and the Magnolias, and of course it's coming up big Zlobs again.
What we need is containment.
Mm-hmm.
We need a large astral containment machine.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to move quickly.
Mm-hmm.
You called the right person. Do not worry. I will take care of it.
Thank you.
Zlobs, 2d6 plus charm, please.
Oh, I'm sorry, what? Plus what?
Charm.
Are you sure?
I am, and -1, of course.
Oh, yes. On top of my -1 already for not being charming. It's not a cool roll, right? Just, it's not a cool thing to do. No, okay.
Are we kicking some butt?
I mean, you did the right thing. This is just a question of
thing.
what Flatmasters will do to help you.
Okay. I'm going to roll now. I'm with my dice.
How sure are we that he did the right thing?
We're about to find out. -2?
Mhm.
-2?
Yeah.
Oh, that makes it a 6.
Be sure to get everyone out of the way. We're going to need a nice wide area to land. Thank you, Zlobs, and good luck in the playoffs.
Thank you. Okay, I took care of it, everyone.
You took care of it?
Mm-hmm.
Who was that, Zlobs?
Oh, that was Dr. Blackmasters.
Why'd you call
What?
Blackmasters?
Well, I thought, here's this. Here's some insider Blaseball. So my future self said to do the opposite thing of the best idea. And I thought the best idea was to call the Tactical Office of Intervention and bake a home pizza kits. So I decided to call Blackmasters, who has been a bit of an antagonist lately to us.
I see. So you purposefully did your worst idea.
Mm-hmm. Like, I know it's a bad idea.
It's starting
makes
to
sense.
become difficult to talk because there's something in the air that's very loud. It's a pair of kind of matte black transport helicopters kind of cutting in from the west.
Well, that was fast.
Yes, it was. They deploy a pair of cables that attach to the van, and a third kind of line that almost looks like a super long vacuum extension that kind of sucks up the 2 souls that were trapped. The van is then lifted by a pair of helicopters and sets off for the horizon.
The whole van?
The whole thing.
Oh,
I
shoot.
go up to is Nana there finally?
Yeah, now traffic is starting to move, and mundane police are now on the scene. Nana Mathers is here.
Hi, Nana.
Oh, hi, Zlobs.
Thank you again for helping us, me, as I'm in through all this. I followed your 2 advice, and I did the opposite of the smart thing to do.
I don't remember saying that. The van is flown to a large, nondescript building with remarkably few windows considering its size. The side of the building in very small letters says Glover Incorporated, a wholly owned subsidiary of Astrolab Investments. bay doors in the roof open up, and the van is lowered into the middle of the building. At that moment, Fauner Bachman is
Oh,
at
no!
home. She gets her phone vibrates. She looks at it. Well, we should be operational within the week then.
Maybe I messed up.